Once you get the efficiencies of the compute in the cloud, once you move and have the ability to ramp up and ramp down workloads, some cases we're seeing savings to 50 and 60% of those operational costs. It's pretty incredible. The power of OCI with Oracle apps is pretty incredible. So you get out of tech debt that you've been into, you get out of the rigidity of the capital purchases that you have to make, and you actually get to enable the compute and power of the workload when needed. And so having the flexibility to ramp up and ramp down not only saves you money, but it also gives you the performance that you need on a more cost-effective basis as well. So OCI from a financial perspective is an extremely powerful tool. Not only is it priced better than any other cloud in the marketplace right now, it also has a lot of advantages with some of the programs around OSRs, which are Oracle Support Rewards, and different things that you can actually reduce your total cost of ownership. So when you do a financial comparison and bring in licensing with the Oracle Support Rewards and then have the flexibility of the cloud, your financial value out of the cloud becomes extremely immense versus an on-prem structure. So by enabling the tools, by using the programs, we can actually, in most cases, reduce the cost of ownership. In some cases, we're seeing reduction of operations in the first year of ownership by moving to the cloud. So Centroid's methodology when we look at moving to the cloud is actually de-risking the financial risk, de-risking liability, de-risking anything that's going to impact the business. So we look at it from a conservative lens. Now doing that, we are already seeing on the analysis, in some cases 20% savings, 40% savings. But in reality, what we're seeing is once you get the efficiencies of the compute in the cloud, once you move and have the ability to ramp up and ramp down workloads, some cases we're seeing savings to 50 and 60% of those operational costs. It's pretty incredible and a lot of times hard to believe. So what I would encourage you to do is allow us to do the analysis and take a look at it, because this is real savings and it is actually impacting organizations to do more with the same financial budget that they have in place today. So a lot of times we run into customers that have aging equipment and old environments that are running their, for instance, e-business suite. And what happens when you have Oracle applications on those aging environments, things start to break, it gets harder to manage, you're patching holes. And what happens is you have vendors pointing at each other saying, no, it's not the hardware, it's actually the software, it's not the software, it's the hardware. So there's a lot of efficiencies that are actually not calculated on paper that come from moving to the cloud. You go now, you have a single vendor that's running all of the infrastructure, the software. There's no one to point fingers at except for that one vendor when you're running into issues. And so there's a simplicity that comes in from managing it, which also reduces the amount of manpower that you need behind it and allows you to get to a resolution quicker. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting question when you talk about disruption when introducing the cloud. A lot of times there's talks about, do you have the talent, or maybe it's my business can't handle an outage, or maybe my integrations are so complex that I can't make this work. And I think all of those concerns are extremely valid. First of all, having a partner that has the skill set to help your team, educate your team, get them up and rolling, but also stand with them through the migration and beyond is extremely important. The other sides of it, when we talk about moving a business from on-prem to the cloud, I would have to tell you that you're not the first one to do this at this point. There are tons of Oracle applications that are running in OCI, and they're running extremely well. So what I would encourage you to do is talk to partners who have done this multiple times, like ourselves, or also get some reference customers that can speak on behalf of that. And when we get into the conversation about integrations, every environment that we talk about is complex in its own way. And so that's always something to be of concern. But what Centroid actually has is some methodologies and approaches and some IP built around that to take a look and actually help you have predictable outcomes that are going to happen. we also have reference cases that we can show you. Here's what was happening in this case. Here's how we got beyond that. And so I don't want to tell you that it's smooth and it's always easy. That's not the case. But when you have experience, it may be easier than you think it is. And you should allow us to just educate you on how we can do that in a better way for you. First of all, there are a lot of great partners in the marketplace. It's absolutely true. And what we are in is we're in a people business. So you have to trust us as much as we have to trust you. So I'd say the value to Centroid is really that we've gone through this intensely and multiple times with Oracle. We were in there with Gen 1 cloud and now with Gen 2. But the reality is, in the Oracle ecosystem of the partner space, we have more customers consuming OCI than any other partner out there. And there's a reason for that. We've been in the trenches. We've not given up on Oracle. We have pushed through. We've got with product management. We've made their product better with them. And so when you're looking for a partner, what it really takes is you've got somebody who's got grit, who's got the relationship with Oracle, who's got integrity to talk to you when things go wrong and address them head on. And you just have experience that is not very common in the marketplace, just considering where we are in the cycle with OCI. Our DNA is really around complex customer problems. And so I know that that may sound like a buzzword, but in reality, all of our consultants and all of our sales consultants can talk everything from product to support applications to cloud. And so you really have a single provider that can talk your entire customer journey, whether that's moving to OCI or later to SaaS or jumping straight to SaaS or just dealing with on-prem to OCI. We can actually take that whole entire customer journey and be a single person that can walk you through the benefits through each way that you want to go. And so it's not a, hey, come this way because we know this is what's right for you. It's actually, hey, what is right for you? Let us find out. Let us provide you every pro and con list of every direction that you can go. And we become really a knowledge base for you versus trying to sell you technology that is just something that we have in our bag. And so I think that's an extreme value add, not only for, against Oracle, where maybe with Direct you have an on-prem rep, a SaaS rep, a support rep. We can negotiate and work with all of those guys together in joint tandem with you. But also across the partner ecosystem, there's not very many partners that can do the entire landscape like that. So when you're working with us and building a relationship with us, we are actually looking at this from a 10, 20-year perspective, not a 1 to 2 year, how do we get into this and go on. We really are trying to build a relationship for you for the long run. So the move to OCI actually enables you to focus on your business and drive a competitive advantage, right? Focus on the things that matter. Focus less about refresh cycles, patching cycles. Not only do you also get the ability to have the financial advantages from flexibility of the cloud, higher performance with less, we can ramp up an environment extremely fast. So you're getting an excess of capital that you would have spent building this on-prem. So you have that capital, you can push that into the business, you can develop AI, you can do what you need to, all while we're maintaining the back end with OCI that allows your people to focus on money generating activities versus just normal everyday business. So a large part of enabling digital growth into your environment is actually allowing the data to be in a place that can be modernized. A lot of times CIOs tell us, I can't move these applications. We've looked at this before. They can't be moved to the cloud. There's too many integrations. Latency is an issue. And while I agree that was the case maybe 3 years ago, 5 years ago, with OCI, it actually enables you to move workloads that are enterprise level up to the cloud that was never possible to be done before. So by removing that roadblock, what happens is now you can host all your data in a place that you can enable an AI strategy, you can modernize, you can maybe make some changes that weren't possible, you can get the advantages of the cloud, and you can really focus on the business. So the roadblock that's removed is the history of I can't, and really enables you to think about, well, what's possible now? Maybe I can. As an executive, I think we have a responsibility to shareholders to make a move that actually enables the business to do what it needs to on a cost-effective basis. So what I would tell you is that you should really look at OCI because it's a powerful tool that actually may impact your EBITDA in a positive way that you never thought was possible with cloud growth. As we transition to the cloud atmosphere and there's all this operational costs versus CapEx, I think it's really important that we're good stewards to our dollar. And I don't think that there's any better way to do that than OCI right now. We evaluate the marketplace all the time, and the amount of savings that we've seen and the efficiencies that we've seen by introducing OCI into that, it's something that you can't ignore. So I would just encourage you that you at least need to take a look at it and then make an educated decision after that.